after Sunday's injury ahead, how long Brees might be out and how much it affects the Saints' postseason push. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Week 10 edition of The Aftermath. I'm Rhett Lewis here on this Monday following a drama-filled Week 10 Sunday, including that Hail Murray in Arizona. We're going to get to it here in just a second, but we begin this edition of The Aftermath with some breaking news for the Saints. We mentioned the Drew Brees injury, saw him take a big hit towards the end of the first half in the win over the 49ers. They're from Kentavious Street. And now Brees had come into the game a little bit banged up. He did come out for a couple of plays, went back in towards the end of the first half, but did not return at the outset of the second half. Jameis Winston playing the rest of the game, along with Taysom Hill for a couple of spells there for New Orleans. So for more now, let's bring in our NFL Network insider, Ian Rapoport. Ian, what's the latest here with Drew Brees and this injury that was something that had kind of been building over the last couple of weeks here?
Yeah, accumulation of injuries for Drew Brees. Really, the entire picture is what's likely going to cause him to miss some time and to not be on the field when the Saints play this Sunday. He actually came into the game with at least one cracked rib, I'm told, which is why he was actually spotted pregame wearing the flak jacket. Then you see this big hit right there. Apparently fractured some more ribs, several fractured ribs on each side. Plus, he also has a lung issue. Unclear the severity of this lung issue, but I'm told lung is also a concern here. And this all led Drew Brees to tell Sean Payton right around halftime, simply my body is not allowing me to do that. And of course, that led Jameis Winston to be back on the field. Sounds like Saints are going to use both quarterbacks this coming Sunday, but I would expect Jameis Winston to get a lot of snaps and a lot of opportunities to resurrect his career.
Winston, 6 of 10, 63 yards in relief duty for the Saints, who get the win over the 49ers despite Brees being out for the second half, a story we will continue to follow as the Saints make this postseason push the next couple of weeks. Thanks very much. Ian Rapoport will be back with more as we continue here on The Aftermath. I mentioned Winston comes in, first extended action we've seen from Winston as a member of the Saints here in this first season after coming over from Tampa Bay a year ago. Taysom Hill didn't throw a pass in this game. He did have 8 rushing attempts for 45 yards. So how does Sean Payton call this offense moving forward without Drew Brees? Well, questions that I will now ask my crew. Here with me, as always, on The Aftermath, Mike Silver, Daniel Jeremiah, and Steve Weich. And DJ, let's start here with how this offense moves forward without Drew Brees. We saw them be successful last year when Teddy Bridgewater came in, but remember, he had a year under his belt in this offense before really taking over for Drew Brees during that extended absence last season. How do you think this affects this Saints offense right now at this point in the year?
It's going to be a lot different. I think last year you can look at Teddy Bridgewater, and stylistically, it's a carbon copy of the way Drew Brees plays the game. You think about as a rhythm passer, get the ball out of your hand. Remember, some people criticized Teddy Bridgewater for not really pushing the ball vertically down the field. That's been a knock on him throughout his career. But the ball would get out quick. It was in rhythm. Get the ball underneath. Let your playmakers run with it after the catch. The same way Drew Brees has played that position for the last handful of years. Now you get to Jameis Winston, who likes to hold the ball, likes to be a little bit more greedy, to push the ball vertically down the field. That's not really a match with what we've seen from this offense recently. And then you're sprinkling in Taysom Hill. You know, he's going to be the athletic quarterback, a little more gadget-oriented in terms of the plays you're going to run with him. So this is different than last year because it is not an easy of a transition or as easy of a fit at the position. Sean Payton's going to have to change some things up, and I think there could be an adjustment period here, which means more pressure on that defense to keep this thing afloat.
Well, Sean Payton's not just a great coach, he's a great teacher. And one of his big selling points to Jameis Winston when he brought him in was, look what happened with Teddy Bridgewater. He was able to clean a bunch of things up, resurrect his career, and go off and get paid. And I think we can do some things with you that will really help you down the road, either here or elsewhere. And the deal was always going to be Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill compete when Drew Brees hangs it up. Well, that process is now accelerated, at least for the short term. They've been watching Jameis Winston now since August. They've been working with him, and we're going to see if he has cleaned up some of the reckless tendencies and adapted more to Sean Payton's way of doing things. And I think the fact that he put Jameis out there yesterday is a good sign that maybe that process is happening. And the only other thing I'd say is a lot of that gadget stuff, a lot of that Taysom Hill, fun that they're having, you got to be a little more careful now because he's one of the two guys who's going to have to get you through this period.
Hey, Mike, I want to piggyback off of that, because last year when Teddy Bridgewater came in, that was the main reason why they said they didn't use Taysom Hill. If he were to play quarterback and get hurt, they're losing like 4 things they do if he goes out. So again, he's going to continue to be a gadget guy so he can play that tight end, receiver, running back type of role. Also, when it comes to Jameis Winston, one of the knocks on him in Tampa was Dirk Cutter tried to get him into the quick passing game, but he is not a quick passing type of quarterback. We'll see if Sean Payton can get that resurrected, because like you said, that is more the Saints passing game. Catch it, make the decision, get the ball out of your hand. If Jameis can do that, his career can be resurrected, because we know he is incredibly talented. He's got his cut back on the giveaways.
All right, a lot more to come here. Drew Brees dealing with some fractured ribs, could miss some time here for the New Orleans Saints, and we're going to continue to follow that story.